Welcome back to the 128 KB podcast. We are back once again.
Oh, yeah.
Due to lack of popular demand, and that demand was so lacking, Andy, we now have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Why are you laughing?
Oh, I just am, because it's funny. Starting 2024, because the demand has been so lacking.
It has.
Somehow we've reached 1,000
I
subscribers.
don't really know how.
Starting the year big.
And starting the year big, those eagle-eyed viewers amongst you may have noticed one key thing.
Oh, yes. I'm wearing a jumper.
No, look.
Woo!
We have teleported
We have.
into the room of games.
Yes, the room of games.
And I wonder if anyone actually remembers that.
Probably not.
No.
We
not-
do.
Not many people saw it. But
We remember it.
I enjoyed I really loved the room of
I
games.
did.
The Room of Games, for those of you that don't know, which is most of you, was a series on YouTube that we did
Yes.
for a while where we played like retro games and then reviewed them
Yes.
in the Room of Games.
In the room of games, yeah.
Which is, I'm just going to say, it's my fantastic PlayStation library.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's now been adapted here. So really, the room of games was like the first iteration of this podcast.
Do you know what? I watched one of the Room of Games recently.
Yeah.
Just, I think they may even be privated on YouTube. They're
Oh,
that
right.
old. I'm not sure.
Maybe, yeah.
But I was watching them anyway and I was like, oh, that's when we started the podcast and we didn't realise.
Yeah, didn't even realise we were starting the
So it's
podcast.
basically us just rabbiting on about games, which...
Yeah. It's kind of what we do here.
If you're new here, this is your weekly dose of all things gaming.
Indeed.
We'll pick a topical or not so topical topic
Yes.
and topify. I was trying to find other top words.
I was letting you roll with that.
Topographically. Yes.
Yes.
We just talk about them.
Yes.
Do you have a good Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play some games.
Did you play some games? That's what I
Yes.
wanted to start this with. Is a
Yes.
little. What did you get to play over
Yeah.
Christmas? Because before we did a Christmas special.
We did.
And the lead up to Christmas, we were all festive, dressed up, and we were talking about how great Christmas is because you get to sit there and play loads of games
Absolutely.
guilt free.
Yes.
So, did you get to play loads of games
Yes,
guilt free?
I finally managed to complete Alan Wake 2.
Oh,
Which I'm so glad about because I bought Alan Wake
Amazing.
1 remastered,
Yeah.
played through that, and then I was like, right, I need to get Alan Wake 2. And I was super hyped for that.
yeah.
And then when I started playing it, I was like, oh, this is going to take me forever to play through because I never get the time. And then it was like, Christmas! I was like, yes!
Sweet.
So like 100, I can't speak, 100%ed it. Not the achievements, come on, but you know, like the in-game secrets and
Long-term
stuff.
fans know that I've got a method of 100% in games.
Yes.
Which is 100%, 70% of the game.
And then run to the end. yeah.
I even did it on Starfield.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was determined when I set out. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
doing everything.
Yeah.
And then I looked at all like the achievements and stuff. And I was like, I can't be bothered to build an outpost.
No, for me, I don't know how.
Scanning resource. No.
I'm not fussed about like
The
'cause
trophies.
I don't care. Like in-game items and stuff. Yes, like with Alan Wake, I got all of the charms. I did all of the secrets and all that kind of stuff, but not the like gamer score achievements. I don't care.
They are weird, aren't they?
I
The game
don't
score
care.
things
Yeah.
and the PlayStation trophies.
Yeah, I just don't care. Sorry.
Because a lot of them are cool, like as in they're directly linked to important
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
And it
yeah,
may
yeah,
be
yeah.
like, oh, there's this secret ability that
Absolutely.
only 5% of gamers get.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, cool, I did that. And
Yeah,
other
yeah.
ones, like in Starfield, is like, scan every resource on every planet. Like,
No, I'm not doing that.
there was one which was visit every star system.
No.
This is when I was kind of 100% of the game, so I did it. And they're like hidden star systems in the game.
Oh no.
Like, are really hard to find in the star map.
Yeah.
Some of them it's because the stars have multiple stars.
Yeah.
And you don't see it at
Yes,
first
got
blush.
you. Yeah.
There's two that are hidden, and I had to Google it. And as I was doing it, I was like, what the hell am I doing?
Why am I
this
doing
for?
this?
So I just arrived there and I go, oh, there's nothing here,
Yeah.
which is a bit of a Starfield problem, isn't it?
Yeah. So I played Alan Wake 2.
Well done.
I also played Avatar, whatever it's called, the new one. I bought that.
I should know. I did a whole video on it.
Yes,
But I've
yeah,
got
there
no
you
idea.
go. So
Avatar something.
something. The front.
Avatar Frontiers.
Is that what it's called?
No, that's Sonic Frontiers. Frontiers of, what's the planet called?
Avatar Wonder. Yes.
Frontiers of the
Planet of Oz, Wizard of Oz. I don't know. Like
Jesus.
some sort of avatar. You're blue people running around in a jungle.
I know what it's called.
Yeah.
It's called Far Cry 7.
Yes, that's it.
Avatar.
Avatar Cries 7. So I've been playing that. Well, Christina's been playing that. but
If the film Avatar was Dances with Wolves in Space,
Yes.
the new game
Yeah.
is Far Cry in space.
It is, yeah. It
Let's be honest,
basically
it's the
is.
same thing.
Yeah, but so that's another big hitter, which we've been
It does
playing.
look amazing.
Phenomenal.
I did that
graphics.
preview video on it. I was like, this looks like it's going to be really good. And like most games I preview, I never bought it in the end.
Yeah. Well, I got it for Christina because she's a big Far Cry fan.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care for Ubisoft games. Like, Assassin's Creed was cool when it very first came out like 400 years ago, and then they've just made the same game. It's become FIFA. Do you know what I mean? Or Call of Duty. There's just the same game but with a different skin on it.
FIFA.
But it has. And the same with Far Cry.
Yeah.
Awesome. Loved the first one, and now it's just a repeat of the repeat of the repeat. And I'm bored of that.
Yeah.
I want to play new experiences. It's like going to the same place on holiday every year.
Let me rewind. Do you remember the first Far Cry and how when you're in that jungle, is it like the Korean army or something?
Yeah. That's it.
It was so good.
Amazing. Like they're great games. I'm not bashing on the games or the series. I'm just done with it.
It's just kind of rehashed over and over.
But when I saw Avatar and I heard that it was just Far Cry, you know, I went, actually, this could be enough of a change for me to enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Because Christina loves Far Cry games and I purposely don't buy them for her because I don't find them. Yeah, I don't want to watch them. Yeah, I'm selfish.
Oh, okay.
I want to play Alan Wake too.
Yeah.
But she loved that too. But anyway, so I was like, I'll get Avatar for her.
Yeah.
Well, the dog did for Christmas.
Frontiers of Avalon.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what it's called, if you're wondering what
Frontiers
I just shouted out for
Avon. That's it, yeah.
Frontiers of what?
Avon. You've just kicked the bottle over. That's why I conveniently put mine on the table here.
It's fine, it's done up, it's sealed.
But yeah, so been playing a bit of that. Played some Call of Duty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And this is really funny because Modern Warfare I cannot speak. Modern Warfare 3 came out.
Yeah.
Everyone hated on it because of the 3-hour campaign.
Yeah.
And then I saw everyone hating on the online because they were like, yeah, it's just kind of like the greatest hits. It's just loads of old maps redone. I went, brilliant. I'm going to buy that.
Sounds great.
Because I'm an old school COD player of, Modern Warfare, 4. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 1.
Yeah.
And Modern Warfare 2. So like 2007 to probably 2011-ish, I like hardcore those games and I loved them. So when I heard it was just a load of remakes of that, I was like, I'm in.
So it's the only game I've been playing over Christmas.
Nice. Yeah.
And we've spoken a lot about it. I haven't been into Call of Duty for a long time.
Yeah.
And before that, I was always more of a Battlefield fan than Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I just preferred the squad and the conquest games.
Yeah.
But of course, that's all in Call of Duty now.
Yeah.
If you want to play that only.
Yeah.
So this is the first one I've jumped into for a long time. And do you know what? I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
I suck hard.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm bad.
It's one of those games where it depends on the day as well.
Yeah.
Some days you can suck. Sometimes you can be really good.
I celebrate a team deathmatch if my kill to death ratio is 1. That's I've done well.
Amazing.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Most of the time it's about 0.8.
See, because I bought it for Christina on the Xbox, because we used to play Call of Duty on PC, but at the minute we haven't got access to being able to play both at the same time on a PC each. So I was like, I'll just get it for her on Xbox. She can play that over Christmas. She loves it, but she had to get used to playing on a controller again.
It's difficult.
It's more difficult playing on a controller versus mouse and keyboard. So she's playing. She was like, I suck. I was like, yep, I'm going to suck as well. And then she was doing really well. And then I was playing and sucking, but I was playing on her account. So she's like, oh, you're messing up my KD. You know? And then the other night we played and she was really sucking.
Yeah.
Like she'd played probably 20 minutes and was like, I'm done with this. Went to rage quit. Threw the controller on the sofa. I went, let me have a go. Like 32 kills to 9 deaths. Like just freaking rinsing. But I used to be so good at COD.
Wow.
Like I jumped on the PC on the older one.
Yeah.
And I was just top of the leaderboard as like a level 5. I was like, yeah.
Smashed it.
I still got it there somewhere, but it just on console getting the grips to the thumbsticks.
You'll never aim as well, and you'll never be as quick.
Yeah, that's
you can't. The mouse is just so much superior for that.
Absolutely.
Although I'm having a great time. It's just good fun. The fact that it's such a quick game, I think that's what's making it enjoyable.
And I was enjoying it, even though I was sucking more than I would if I played on PC. I was still having fun.
And the maps are great.
Yeah.
I think it helps with these basically live service games. That's kind of what COD is now. Let's be frank about it.
It is, yeah.
It helps with these games if you give yourself a significant break from them, as in like skip a couple of generations, skip a couple of years, because they're out every year now.
Yes,
aren't they?
yeah.
Skip a couple of years and then come back to it.
Yep.
It's a real refresh. I was like,
yeah.
it looks loads better than it used to. It's a lot quicker, and I'm enjoying it.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd played since 2018.
Wow.
So, that was a big break.
Yeah.
And so coming back to it, I'm all ramped again. It's really like invigorated my love for it. I'm like, let's play this. Even if it's like one match, I'm like, woo.
It's been nice as well because it's given me an excuse to turn the PS5 back on.
Yes.
Which I know I've seemed to have managed to garner a load of hate for online, not using my PS5. I think there's about 50 comments on Facebook of people going, I'll have it then.
Yeah.
What do you mean you just... One person said... stop buying things because you're rich and stopping other people having them. I was like, if they knew me, they would know none of that is true.
What? Stop buying things because you're rich and to stop other people buying them.
Yeah.
How does that even make sense?
Apparently I'm stopping everyone else.
Because there's only one PlayStation 5 in existence.
If they'd known that I waited for a whole year to get one because I couldn't buy one.
I got it on launch day, and it's the best paperweight my TV stand's got.
Wow, that's really good. Yeah.
And the only reason you got it on PlayStation 5 is because you ordered the wrong version, didn't you? You were meant to get the Xbox one, and then the PS5 one arrived. Go on then.
It's because I've got Series S, so I can get the disc.
Didn't even twig that.
One thing I will say, though, is playing my PS5. I know I brought it up, I think in the last episode of the podcast a little bit.
Yeah.
I really kind of got confused by the controller.
Yes, you did mention that.
Like after using the Xbox for so long, the feel of the controller completely changed. Well, now on COD, I had to turn the haptic triggers off.
Yes. Yeah, I see that as a hindrance.
In Call of Duty, it really is because it's so quick, and you need that like quick response, like you have with a mouse.
Yes, yeah, you need like a hair reaction.
If it was Far Cry, if it was Far Cry in space, the Avatar game.
The Avatar, it'd be great. Drawing a bow back.
Oh, that
would be perfect because it's a bit slower, a bit more tactical. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but that extra time, I was misfiring all the time, like missing my trigger
because of it
all the time.
Yeah,
even to the point of the very first round I played was zombies. So I was like, I want to edge myself into this. I know zombies is a bit slow. I remember it being a bit slower.
Yeah.
And it's, not people spin jumping everywhere.
Yeah.
There's less of that now,
yes.
which is nice.
Yes.
Yeah, although there's a lot of sliding.
Yes.
What the hell is the slide?
I don't know, but I feel pretty badass when I just pop around the corner like, whee! And then like killing everyone.
It annoys me so much because I'm not expecting
it's probably me on Christina's account. Fighting you without realising.
Damn you.
Who's this guy who's just like just sat on a bar of soap, just skidding around the map?
And that's not even on Call of Duty, that's just the weekend.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. That's in real life.
I was going to say, even in zombies, the force resistance that gives on the trigger meant that I kept misfiring, so I pulled the trigger and nothing happened. So I'm like,
couldn't do
why is that? Oh. Yeah, so I turned it off because it was that frustrating. Anyway, that was gaming over Christmas.
Yes, it was, yeah.
That's not what we're here to talk about.
It's not even the episode.
Well, we're like 10 minutes in and all we've done is talk about what we played over Christmas. That's for the OGs. That's for the fans.
That's it, yeah.
What I wanted to talk about today, Andy, and it's not at all related to your Alan Wake experience. It actually is. I wanted to settle the age-old debate once and for all. What is better, open world or linear games versus?
That's it.
You could do one of those.
You could do one of these.
Scissors.
That's it.
No, that's different.
Something
I've seen
else.
a video about that.
And really,
it was entertaining.
Oh yeah,
it
was
Yeah.
After hours, that one.
Well, no, it was during the day. It was while you were on the other desk.
All right, okay, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the real reason we're doing this topic is because it's been on our list of topics for about a year now.
So I let you in behind the curtain, you avid listeners. Obviously, we've got like a list of ideas of stuff we'd want to talk about. And sometimes it's like a news thing pops up and that goes to the top of the list because we have to talk about it right away. Yeah. Sometimes a new game comes out that we're excited about. Starfield is a good example.
Stuff gets bumped down.
And stuff gets bumped down. This particular topic, open world versus linear games, had been number one on the list since we started the podcast.
We've still never done it.
It's been like almost 12 months of doing this and we've still not done it.
So here it is today, starting 2024.
The way we mean to go on.
Exactly.
Actually filming the videos we plan. But for me, actually, funnily enough, on this list of ideas, it appears twice. Yes. I didn't realise I'd written it again.
Yep.
Because it came up as a thought again when I started playing Starfield and getting really into that.
Yeah.
and that's supposedly an open world experience,
Yeah.
although I don't think it should be.
Yes, I agree.
And now it's come up again because you've just finished Alan Wake Remaster and then Alan Wake 2.
Yep, back to back.
And it has to be said, Alan Wake 2, probably the best game made last year.
Oh, it should have won Game of the Year, you know, because it was Baldur's Gate, wasn't it?
Baldur's Gate won,
Yeah. So I haven't played that yet. I've got it on Xbox. Haven't
Yeah.
started it yet.
You pay full price for that?
Yes, in another country.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't realise you have so many relatives abroad.
I do, yeah.
Argentina,
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah,
How
there's-
much was it in Nigeria?
About £12?
That's very generous of your uncle,
Yes.
your Nigerian uncle,
Yes.
Prince.
Yeah. Yes. It was a...
He's the guy that emails me all the time.
I was going to say, he's that guy.
Tell him to
So-
stop. It
I
just goes
know,
to spam
yeah.
now. So, Alan Wake 2,
Amazing.
almost certainly the best game made last year.
It was mind-blowingly good. Like, ridiculous.
Undeniably, linear to the point where it's almost a corridor game.
Yeah. Like,
You
it's,
know,
yeah.
I have this old expression of corridor games. Like I remember like Doom and like the original Medal of Honors and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're really like we're going in a straight line.
Yeah,
here.
just the way I saw Alan Wake 2, because it's very different than the first one. It's the way I said to Christina was, this is how I imagined Resident Evil games should have been if they didn't go first person.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was like Resident Evil 4, but a slightly more serious tone with a not like comedic storyline.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
more believable. Like
Yeah.
this was actually had a real dark, long drawn out
I was just gonna say,
story.
it's darker.
Yeah, and it's more serious, but the feel and everything was great, like really good. But again, just like Resident Evil 4, let's say, like the original, it's very corridory. Like
Yeah.
you must go forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yes, you can go to your car and like go back to a zone. You know, you just click like I want to go to Watery or whatever the area. And if you're looking to collect the collectibles, then you can do that, but you don't have to. And again, it's more like small open zones.
Yes.
Which again, the story just forces you in a direction around you.
Yeah.
They all have like a path around.
Yeah.
It's not like Red Dead where it's like, here you go. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's still, you can look on the map and see the walkway that you're going to be traveling. And yeah,
I think inherently, I don't know if it's a generation thing, if it's like the age of gamer that you are, that you grew up with.
I think it probably is.
It might be. But inherently, I find games that guide you through the zones and the map, through the story, infinitely more enjoyable than being
Absolutely.
dropped in a huge open space.
Absolutely.
But there are some exceptions.
Yeah, of course.
As there
Yes.
always is. This isn't all just black and white. But on the whole, there's very few developers that can make open world games as enjoyable as games
Yeah.
that guide you through a path.
Yes. Yeah. Because again, Alan Wake, like they count on you going through the only place you can go because it's linear
Yeah.
to trigger certain events and stuff. Whereas on open world games, you can't do that really,
Yeah.
you know, not in the same way, and it can't progress the same way because you could go off and be doing side quests the whole game. Do you know what I mean? You could do a Skyrim and kill the main quest giver like at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then you're screwed. So you're just running around doing random stuff.
Yeah.
You don't get that with linear
Destroy
games.
Nuketown.
Yeah, yeah, you don't get
Which we all
that.
did, let's be honest. Did you?
No, I didn't. Not the first time round. I did later,
Yeah.
but not the first time. But yeah, I mean, I think it is a generational thing because there weren't open world games when we were younger.
Yeah.
You know, it was all linear,
Yeah.
but they all had really good storylines. I mean, even platformers like not open world, but like 3D platformers, they were still linear. Do you know what I mean? I can't even think of anything other than GTA, which was like an open world style experience.
And when I said there are exceptions, I'm struggling to think of anything beyond Rockstar games that
Yeah.
are a good exception.
I agree, yeah.
I think the best open world game, maybe Zelda's a good exception actually.
Yeah, but they're not even like open. Well, I suppose Tears of the Kingdom is, and so's the one before it, Breath of the Wild.
But they're
before
pretty
that, they're all-
empty as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom is a pretty empty map.
Yeah,
There's
in
stuff
comparison.
to do. Like,
Yeah.
Compare it to Red Dead Redemption 2
Yes.
is the perfect open world game. And it's
Absolutely.
not stuffed with things to do, but they've managed to create an atmosphere so delicately good that even if you do nothing, it's still enjoyable.
Yeah.
it's almost intangible. It's like the X factor, isn't
But it feels alive.
It feels alive.
And that's that X factor, I think, because all the NPCs actually feel
there's like a day-night
alive
lifetime cycle that seems to be going
I
through.
feel like you could spend a day just following Bob doing his shopping and then going home and peeping through the window and seeing him, do you know what I mean? Doing whatever.
Much like you do on a Sunday.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So you get that nice homely vibe from it. Whereas on other open world games like Starfield, the NPCs are just brain dead and they just walk backwards and forth 5 times.
Yeah, I've got a lot to say about Starfield's open worldness.
Yes.
Starfield's, if you just take the open world aspect of it, it feels a bit more like the Grand Theft Autos of old.
Yeah.
NPC-wise, the world doesn't feel alive. It feels like it's got characters put into it for you.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem that people had with that game is the fact that it was sold as being an open galaxy
People
world.
were expecting No Man's Sky.
People were expecting No Man's Sky. They're expecting like Red Dead Redemption, No Man's Sky, but made by Bethesda.
Yeah.
And truly, Starfield is a linear game made in an open world.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you play it like a linear game and you pretend that open world promise isn't there, it's phenomenal.
And that's why we both loved it, because we love linear games.
Exactly that,
We didn't have to go flying through space for 10 years to get to the objective. Oh, I can fast travel.
Yeah, sweet.
Cheers, I'm there.
Oh, it's a loading screen. I don't mind. It's better than flying.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sitting there for 3 hours trying to find the destination.
But I think most people were hoping for like a AAA No Man's Sky.
Absolutely.
And I totally get it.
I got what I expected.
Yes.
Because I know what
I think more than what you
Fallout and
expected, I think you got what you wanted.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Which is that linear game made inside an open world.
Yeah, so it had open world vibes.
Yes.
But ultimately it was linear.
I can't be bothered to go to that outpost. I know it's going to be nothing.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fast travel to the next location.
Yes, and do the side quests and the main missions.
Yes,
I don't care about running around.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to run back to your ship? No, I'm just going to fast travel from where I stand.
Exactly.
That's all I ever did.
I'm going to beam me up, Scotty, and
I'll go to the mission board. Oh, there's a mission.
Yeah.
Fast travel to the location. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm there, ready. And that's the thing. And I think that ultimately came down to having less time to play.
Yes.
Than maybe if I was younger and had a bit more spare time. Being able to go, right, I've only got an hour. Sweet. Fast travel to location. Smash a mission. Done. Whereas if it was No Man's Sky, I've only got an hour to play. Okay, I've just got to the mission. Oh, time's up.
I'll be honest, as an objective review of the game, it would have been better if it was like No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Like, I think more people would have embraced it.
It should have had both. I think it should have had that ability to be No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
And then still have the lazy man's way, which we like, of fast traveling.
I knew that there was problems straight away when who's that girl streamer who she's really popular. And she was playing Starfield and she tried to fly to Pluto.
Was it Miss Click that did that? Was it someone else?
I can't. If you said the name, I wouldn't even know it, to be honest. I just know I saw the video.
Oh, I can't.
And I was like, I can see there's going to be a problem here.
Yes.
She tried to do the thing where she flew to a planet.
Was it and it took like or something like that?
It took like 24 hours or something stupid. And she streamed the whole thing.
And it was just a JPEG, like floating.
Fly through it. It's hollow. It's like, that's a problem. Whereas in that kind of No Man's Sky idea, you fly through the atmosphere and then the loading screens are hidden in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Remember our reaction to Star Wars Outlaws?
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah, exactly that. I can't wait for that.
I can't wait for that either. That's going to be such a good game. But if that turns out to be like how Starfield is, you'll be really disappointed.
Yeah.
And that was the problem. It was promised to be like that.
Yes. Yeah. I get you.
But I'm happier for it being linear.
Yeah, me too.
Which is why I know I love linear games way more than open worlds.
I do. Yeah, I really do. And again, that cemented the fact, I mean, I can't even remember where this came out now. It's probably a long time ago. Time escapes me. But when Crisis Core came out, Final Fantasy Crisis Core Remastered. And that came out and we were both like, oh my God, this is so good.
Last Christmas.
Was it? Yeah. And because it's a remake of a PSP game, which is the most linear experience you can ever have, and we loved it.
It's literally every dungeon is like there's a map, and it's just like one path that you can go. Maybe it branches into two, and you know you're going to get battle encounters along the way.
Yeah.
And there's some kind of boss
And
thing at
that's
the end.
it. And then next, there's the same thing again, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, it says like 2 out of 3 like chests here.
There
And
must be another one.
It's not hard to find. Like there's one road. You know?
This is how, and I think it might be a laziness thing.
Yes, I think
This is how lazy I got with Crisis Core. And you know, I'm like the biggest Final Fantasy VII fan.
Yeah.
So I was enjoying the whole time. But I got so bored in those dungeon experiences, the missions they call them,
Yes, yeah.
that I was like, this is an old PSP game, isn't it? So it's going to be like weird glitches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you stick to the very edge of the corridor
I remember you telling me this.
and navigate your way touching the wall the whole time, you don't trigger any fights at all.
See, I was just running in head first every single fight.
Oh,
like,
fight.
boom,
And some of them are nails.
Yeah,
You're like,
they really
that's a
are.
hard fight.
You're
It's
just like skipping them all.
You could just skip the lot. You're like, sweet, get to the end. Yeah. So
Amazing.
I totally went, oh, it's linear. I want it more linear.
Yeah. But I do agree with you though, and I'm fully on board that I prefer linear games because I think for both of us, we love movies. We love the story.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that hooks us in. Some people just want to jump into like GTA, don't care, just like COD. They don't care about the campaign. They just want to prat around. Fine, like that's fine.
GTA Online.
Exactly that. Whereas for me, like Alan Wake 2, it's like reading a book. Whereas GTA is more like having 50 magazines and just reading a mini article of each. Do you know what I mean?
Here's the interesting thing. When you think back to GTA, let's say 5.
Yes, yeah.
However many years ago that was now. It's coming up to 10, isn't it?
10. It was 11 years ago, I think.
What's your lasting memory of GTA 5? Like, of playing the game? Like, I'll get to the point that I want to get to. For me, it's the storyline.
I was going to say
there's
the
cool missions and stuff along the way. There's loads of awesome side quests. The world was cool. For the time, was mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah.
But the overlasting feeling I'm left with is remembering how cool the characters and the story was.
Yeah. And I think they always do a really good job at that with the GTA games. You know?
So again, that game, one of the great parts of that game was the fact that it was a linear game built inside an open world.
Yes, if you just follow the story, then it can be linear.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As opposed to like where like Tears of the Kingdom sort of drifts off a bit, where you find, even though it is the same, if you just focus on missions or whatever, then it's fine, but you can just get lost in the wilderness. And that's the kind of thing that makes me stop playing. Do you know what I mean? I get bored. I'm like, I've done this for so long now, and then I'm like,
Did you complete Red Dead 2?
Yes. Yeah.
I did. See, this is the problem I have with this argument. It's why it's taken so long to make this video. Is that I've got a really strong opinion. I think linear games are better than open world, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of my favourite games of all time. And I think
really
it is for
good.
most people.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
It's probably the perfect game.
It's really good. And again, like you said, it is the type of game where you can stray and not get bored.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I watched Christina play it start to finish because she loved it. And I was like, right, I'm gonna properly watch this. Normally I get a bit bored, go on my phone, maybe like start researching something else or whatever. And then she's like, you're not watching? And I'm like, yeah. But with Red Dead, I'm like glued on helping her if she's, you know, getting stuck trying to find something. Really, really good. And it had that life. You could go into the mountains, find some animals, start hunting or whatever, or find some random like bandit thing, like doing whatever. Like it actually felt like it was lived in and not just like a programmed sequence, you know. And that's what I loved about it. And again, just that like cowboy-esque vibe. It's not running around New York City. Do you know what I mean?
You felt free in that game.
Yeah, it felt really cool.
Which is when open world games really win.
Yes.
Is that they can give you the sense of freedom. And it's a bit like our friend Pete, sometimes in videos with us, his son, I remember letting him play GTA 5 when he was way too young. I mean, he was like 6 or 7 or something stupid.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't even run people over, or he stole some cars, but all he wanted to do was drive around, go up the mountain. I see the mountain, I go up the mountain.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
that's that Todd Howard quote, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just see the mountain, go up the mountain. That freedom, it's like, that's actually really interesting. If you can make the freedom interesting or exciting,
yes,
then open world games win.
Yes.
And Red Dead Redemption 2 is the best example of that.
Absolutely. And I think the story helps
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Because you get so like involved with Arthur and everything that you'll actually like kind of want to like role play him, like like riding around and you feel like you're there as him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but you saying that as well, like with Christina playing the new Avatar game, that is just stunning. Like again, huge open world,
Giant,
like ridiculous, but it's so visually appealing that you look around and you think, I do want to go over there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's cool how you can run through some bushes and they'll like disappear because it's like alien planet, isn't it? And they'll like suck into themselves or whatever. But if you walk slowly, like the character starts putting the hand out towards them and then they'll go and like go away or whatever. It's really cool how they've done it. But she was like climbing some mountain trying to get their freaking flying horse thing and you know, dinosaur pterodactyl thing.
You really played this game a lot.
Yes. Yeah. I was watching, right?
I can't even remember what they're called.
No.
I know you're the Na'vi.
Yes,
and
I know that much, yeah.
You bond with...
A flying horse pterodactyl.
And with that, you can attack helicopters.
Yes. There we go. So she's only just got that. That was last night. She just got that. But she was climbing up this mountain thing. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, as far as you can see, you can go pretty much. And I was like... there's so much environmental detail in this game. It actually makes you feel like you're in a jungle. Like it makes you feel like you're in the movie.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of like previous open world games, my issue with open world games is they feel sparse.
Yes.
They feel barren.
Yeah.
I feel like unless I'm doing the story, it's boring.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's nothing elsewhere. And that's why Red Dead excels, because away from the story there is all these things going on and feeling lived in. And I even think as far as the Avatar thing, it's not the same league. I'd still say Red Dead's got more going for it, to be perfectly honest, but it still feels like I'm going to find stuff. You see animals out there, you can track them, the little things like little bugs and stuff moving around and people that are there and different Na'vi like clans and stuff. Again, she's not even played it that long. We've probably played like 6 hours of it, something like that, and already I'm feeling like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Yeah. You know, it's probably not as
in
barren.
the same way that Far Cry is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I rubber band back to my first experience of the first one and go, it had that vibe about it. It's like, actually, no, I want to go across the beach to that part of the jungle and see what happens.
Yeah.
You could just go anywhere.
To see what encounters you had. Yeah.
I guess the other problem, apart from open world games being boring when they're sparse, is that you can also be what's the right word for this, paralyzed by decision.
That's
decision paralysis. It's like, what do I do? I don't know, there's too much to do. So you end up doing nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that become a real problem. Linear games don't give you a second to think with that, which is
because it hooks you into the story and it pulls you along for the ride. You're literally on a fishing hook getting dragged. Whereas, like you said, with open world, you get like analysis paralysis. Where it's like, what? So that's what I loved about Alan Wake. From the second, obviously, I played the first one, so I was already invested, and then the second one just. You sit on the cart and you ride it, and amazing, you know, phenomenal masterpiece game. Like, really is. Like, it's done stuff I've never experienced in games before.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it really did.
I know we talked about it when we did the Game Awards podcast, but it came out of nowhere, and just suddenly there was this Game of the Year sat there, which it was the true Game of the Year.
Yeah, my opinion. I mean, I know I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 yet, but.
Yeah,
for me, Alan Wake's going to be
more I think about it, more biased I am. I'm totally biased because I don't really like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
it's not really kind of my thing.
No.
But that doesn't mean it's not good.
No, it's going to be phenomenal. I know it is, but Alan Wake's way more up my street. I love those. I love Resident Evil and horror games. I love Silent Hill. This is like Silent Hill meets Resident Evil 4 in a modern take. Taking, you know,
who was it that said it? It was the closest thing to the Silent Hill that
I can't remember who said it, but they were right. It was
some of it recently.
Yeah. Some news article thing. I can't remember who it was, but no, they are right. Like, and it's. I just feel like I get more from a linear game where the story's really entwined. Like, they've really put effort in there. Is it Sam Lake, I think, that does them? Same guy that did Max Payne.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That makes loads of sense.
Yeah. So he did Control, and what's the other one? It's another game. Like he's like the guy behind it, writes it all. He's in it, as one of the characters.
Wow.
So what I loved about Alan Wake 2, and again, something you wouldn't see in an open world game, is if you think about how Star Wars, the movie, incorporated all the different design, like you had stop motion animation,
Yeah.
you had like CGI,
Yeah.
and you had real life people.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 does that. You've got in-game like 3D graphics, but then there's actual full-on movies in it, and there's real like films of people in the world.
Oh, weird.
So like there's actually people that like you have flashbacks, and these memories are real people, like actors, which are the people that are voicing and the faces of the characters.
Yeah.
And Sam Lake is in that. Unfortunately, the voice actor for one of the main people passed away recently, and he was the voice actor of Max Payne as well, I think.
Oh, wow.
So he passed away, but the face is Sam Lake.
How funny.
That's why it's such a masterpiece, because you've got really good cinematography and stuff going on there, which really pulls the story in. And there's like whispers of like this movie, and then you find it at some point and you watch it, and it's a real film. You sit there for 15-20 minutes watching an actual movie that they've made and then hidden in the game and stuff. Like, it's so cool. It's really, really good.
There's one caveat to this discussion that I'm really worried to bring up for myself.
You're going to blow my mind, aren't you?
No, I feel like I might. I'm just worried, okay?
Okay.
So, I love linear games. We've expressed this. I think they're better.
Yeah.
What's my favourite game of all time?
Final Fantasy. Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII, right, is like a really early version of an open world game.
Yeah.
You can go and do anything.
Yeah.
Although they cleverly stage it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't do it at the start. The start is just stuck in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second chapter, you're kind of stuck on one continent and only like shallow waters and stuff. And then by the end, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
The part 2 of the remake is that second chapter.
So it's going to be open world.
Mm-hmm. And it's huge.
Yeah, but again, I think this is going to be a Red Dead moment. Do you know what I mean? If you follow the story, you're going to be hooked and be pulled through, and then have the option afterwards, I suppose, to come back round and just do what you want.
Yeah, I mean...
Or play it again and do what you want.
Square do a really good job of... if you just follow the path of the story, you can get to the end and get to the end in like 20, 30 hours and have a really good time. And you'll be captivated by the story. But also, if you want to spend 200 hours getting everything, doing everything, you can.
Yeah.
I guess it's going to be like that. From what I've seen, and the many hours of videos I've watched about it, the world that they've created for the second part of the remake is teeming with life and things to do. So hopefully it should get over a lot of those issues. It also visually looks really nice.
Yes, I've seen,
which like I was going to say Far Cry.
Blue Far Cry, yeah.
Which, like the Avatar game,
Avatar Far Cry, yeah,
is a really important thing. It's like, if it looks visually beautiful, it'd be a really interesting world to spend time in.
Yes,
But I'm worried that my bias towards linear games is going to make this new open world game less enjoyable.
No, because I think you'll make it more linear on yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And but then veer off that line and path where you see fit, which is exactly what happened with Starfield.
Yeah,
you know, you can just do the main storyline and never touch a side quest, or just go exploring, and you can just play that 20-30 hour storyline if you want to, or you can do what I did, where I love linear stuff, where I'm going to the main quest. Oh, someone's shouting at me there. Oh, I'll just give them a listen, and then I'm off fighting frickin' xenomorphs somewhere. You know, like and you kind of create your own.
Starfield, I probably spent the first 40 hours just doing side quests, and I didn't do the main story at all.
Yeah.
Because I was streaming it, until someone checks that you should really do more of the main story. You're missing
the main thing.
And I was like, missing the core mechanic hadn't been unlocked yet. And they've been watching me like struggle my way through this game.
But I was doing the same. It was only after you told me, like, no, you need to you need to start doing this. I'm like, no, I'm fine. No. You need to go over here and do these until this mission. And then I did it all and
it makes so much more sense now.
I should have done that.
Yeah.
And I said that to Christina when she started playing this Avatar game.
Yes.
Because we don't have infinite amounts of time to play. We've got a massive dog now. Do you know what I mean? He's demanding and everything else, and then we're both working, blah, 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 blah.
I pay you rent. I don't know why you call me a dog.
but I said to her, like, we got to stop messing around, because we'll get an open world game and just attract ourselves to the side missions or to exploring to find stuff.
And he's 100% the game.
And then we never play the storyline and we just give up. We'll play 20 hours ago, yeah, that's boring, and then leave it, So I said to her, look, just do the main mission.
Yeah.
Just spend the first hour running around doing what you want, get to grips with stuff. It's like, and then just focus on the main mission.
I want to make a commitment really to this year to completing games more.
Yeah. That's what I want. Yeah.
Rather than just playing loads on a game, trying to 100% it. I just want to make a commitment to going linear open world. I don't mind. I'm going to play it like a linear game.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to complete it, and then if I really, really love it, I'll go back and I'll try and.
That's kind of what I did with Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 1, I didn't care about all the secrets and stuff. I was finding them if I came across them or saw hints, then I'd go, ooh, I'm going to go do this. But I never went, I'm going to do all of it. Yeah. I just did whatever I did. Completed that, started Alan Wake 2, and I had the intention of just, I'm not going to bother with everything. I'm just going to play the game and get to the end because time, Started playing it, and then I started finding like the secret bits. And well, to be honest, within the first hour, I was like, this game is ridiculous. Like, I was like, I am playing this game. And then I made that decision, like, okay, I think I'm going to 100% this.
Want to give it a bit more.
Because it is far better than I anticipated.
Yeah.
And then I did. I got everything. And I think the main story playthrough is like 20 hours. I think it took me nearly 35 because...
It's quite good then.
So, because I was hunting everything,
I would say, like, arguably that's a really nice amount of time for a game as well.
Yeah, I'd agree, yeah.
It's like the right amount. If it's under 20 hours, it feels too short.
Mm-hmm.
Any longer, and it's like kind of Starfield kind of RPG size.
Yeah, it starts getting big. But they introduced New Game Plus. I'm not about that. I'm not going to play it again. Yeah, I feel good that I've completed the fling. Like,
even with Starfield, where, I mean, spoiler, it's kind of built into the storyline and the core mechanic of the game.
To replay it,
It's a New Game Plus. I don't even know if I should tell you why, to be honest, at this point, but it's built into the game. But even at that point, I'd done so many of the side quests. I'd done all the factions, everything. I was like, nah, I'm all right now. I'm done.
Yeah. But that was the same with me and Alan Wake too, because it's the same thing. The story completely lets it fall into replaying the game again.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to spoil it, but it makes sense, even though they totally left it on a cliffhanger, and there's definitely going to be an Alan Wake 3, like, even if it takes another 10 years like this one. But if not, then they could let it fall into the loop of, New Game Plus, which is fine. But again, how bad I am at completing games. Completing it once was an achievement for me, and I felt like, yay, I've completed Alan Wake 1 and 2 now. That's good. Yeah. I'm not playing it again. Yeah. Even though it's probably one of my favorite all-time games, maybe even better than Resident Evil 4.
Whoa.
Like, for me, like, it's
for you to say that. I know. It's ridiculous. Pretty big.
And I haven't even finished playing Resident Evil 4 Remake yet, but the Alan Wake 2 is ridiculously good.
Wow.
It's very, very good.
Okay.
So anyway, for me to complete it, I was like, yep, great, next. Here's Avatar, let's start that. So
making a commitment to complete more games. And it's loads easier when they're linear.
Yes.
And maybe this whole argument just boils down to that we are now lazy gamers.
That's it, yeah. Well, I think it's also, if you play an open world game, let's take Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I started playing that in 2017.
Have you completed it yet?
No. It's 2024. And every time I load that game, I go, look at the size of the map. Sweet. What am I meant to do?
Can't remember.
Yeah. What are the controls? Don't know. Yeah. And then I'm like, should I start again?
I got to do that tutorial bit again.
I'm like 100 hours in. Yeah. I'm not doing this again. No. And then I unload the game. Do you know what I mean? I quit it, and then I don't play it again. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm not doing that. Whereas with a linear game, you're pretty guaranteed to jump in and go, I'll go forward. Yeah. Yay!
I remember with actually a really good one. It was Crisis Core. You brought it up earlier.
Yeah.
I remember when I was playing that, there'd be even moments where I've got half an hour. I'll just jump in and do like half an hour's load and save it and get out. Linear games afford you that.
Yes.
Maybe more than open world games.
Absolutely, I'd say.
Although it feels like a contradiction because in open world you can do whatever you want. That's why I find this argument so hard to settle.
No, I agree. It's very difficult. I think for me, I just feel like story is more of an emphasis in linear games.
Yeah.
Because they're not trying to build a freaking universe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're like, here's this track.
Yeah.
Well, let's throw all this amazing stuff. Again, Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
Like, they'll never be able to make that open world because it's just too much stuff happening visually and storyline wise that all interlinks that you just can't replicate in an open world. Open world is for messing around and having fun, like a sandbox game where you just do what you want. It's like a party on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Whereas linear games are like really to suck you into a real deep story, you know? That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
They're both fun.
And in some respects, GTA Online does show us a lot about that. That kind of big sandbox MMO experience.
Yeah.
Then that open world universe thing makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Well, chuck 64 players into this map, off you go.
Yeah.
128 players, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Off you go. That's cool. And GTA Online has shown us that 10 years on, it's still a thriving place.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's mad.
I remember when it came out, and I probably played it for about 10 minutes, and that's my experience.
Isn't it weird that took on more of a life of its own than Red Dead Online did?
Yeah.
Although Red Dead Online's a thing, I get it, but not in the same way as GTA Online did.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, GTA.
But Red Dead's world is far more interesting as an open world than GTA 5 is.
Yeah. It's weird though, isn't it? Did you hear recently that Naughty Dog have stopped The Last of Us online? Did you know that The Last of Us was going to have a multiplayer online, like GTA Online?
No way.
Yeah, and it's been announced.
Was it called The Day Before?
No, but this was meant to be a
it
thing.
Basically is.
Yeah, it was meant to be a thing, and they were committed.
Multiplayer.
Yeah, a multiplayer online thing like GTA Online. It's going to be a live service thing, and literally the other day they came out and went, "We had to make a decision. We either go The Last of Us Online, and then our whole studio becomes dedicated to online live service only to keep it up because there's only so many like people that work there or whatever.
Yeah.
Or we ditch it and we keep making really good one-player games." And so they
made the right choice.
Absolutely, they made the right choice.
I mean, the prospect of that, the online thing, of go, that sounds quite interesting.
Sure.
Probably play it a bit.
Probably play it for 1 minute.
A little bit.
I wouldn't have played it.
But if it was like, do you know, if they made like a survival zombie game like
the Day Before.
Yeah, I'll pick a good one like DayZ.
Yeah.
Which is a cool kind of live service game. It's old now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Though it's zombies and it's player v player.
Yeah.
And you just have to survive for as long as you can.
Yeah, I get you.
That'd be like The Last of Us Online.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a thing, but
I think
other people have already done it.
Yeah, I don't care about rubbish like that. Like I'd think if they want to add multiplayer, just make your freaking games local co-op.
Local co-op would be amazing.
You know,
I mean, it fit the story as well.
Exactly. Imagine playing as Ellie. One person's as Ellie, and then the others as what's his name?
Pablo Pascal.
Yes, him. Yes, Pablo Escobar.
Oh
No,
my God.
that was Asian of some kind. I can't think of his name. I can picture his face.
Leave it in the comments below. What's the guy called in The Last of Us?
Ralph.
It's not Ralph.
No, it's definitely not. Arthur. No, that's freaking Red Dead.
That's Red Dead. Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
I know, me
it's
too.
really annoying me.
Oh well, but imagine having a local co-op version of that. Like that would be amazing.
I can't get over it.
No, I know it's really bugging me.
It would be amazing.
So there's not enough local co-op for me.
No.
But
apart from like in the indie world, they seem to all embrace that.
Yeah, but they rock. You know, they're really good. They're really good games. But like AAA stuff has gone online only. It's like no.
When was the last AAA excluding Nintendo?
Oh, what, that has local co-op?
Local co-op.
Couldn't even tell you. I mean, Baldur's Gate, but that's not even AAA, I would argue, because it was in early access for ages.
Yeah, I suppose Baldur's Gate is, isn't it? Let's be fair to them.
Yeah, but I would still call that a AA, personally, but I might be wrong.
Much like Alan Wake is.
Yeah.
It's not really a AAA, is it?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, it's the end product is.
Yeah.
But you're not going to put them in the same league as like Naughty Dog or Take-Two or something, are you? Ubisoft.
I'd say it's better.
No, I mean what they've made is better, but like AAA's like the size of the studio.
Yeah, the size of the studio and the budgets behind them. Yeah, absolutely, totally agree. Yeah, I can't even think of the last.
No.
Obviously, who is it that do the It Takes Two and A Way Out and all those games? They're the only company.
Those ones.
They're the only company left in gaming that give a damn about local co-op and develop the games to only be local co-op.
Yeah.
You know, and they are phenomenal experiences. A Way Out, when that came out years ago, loved it.
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant game. And those are the experiences I want to have more of.
Yeah.
But nowadays they're just like online co-op. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Like if I want to play with Christina, I got to buy another TV and another Xbox and another PlayStation.
Basically, have a LAN party in your house.
Well, exactly. So I'm not doing that. I'm not spending like $2,000.
But worse than the LAN party, it has to be over the internet to their servers.
And then it's
not
stupid.
even local access.
Stupid, isn't it? So yeah, I think local co-op should have been what they were doing. Besides the point,
yes, that's
Naughty Dog.
That's a different discussion.
Naughty Dog have basically canned this online thing for sticking with single player games, and I think that's the right move.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think that's the right move.
So does that mean we'll see a part 3 then? Is that what they're working on?
What, for The Last of Us? There must be, because they actually came out and said we are ditching the online to stick with the single player games, and they've got 2 games in the works, and they said that one of them, I think they kind of hinted towards what one of them was, which would imply that the next one is The Last of Us 3 or The Last of Us remake of the remake.
They could make another remake of part 2 or part 1.
Yes,
the part 1
where they changed the lighting effects.
Yeah, very slightly, just like a new filter over the top.
Yeah.
It's a whole podcast that I want to do. It's actually in the list, Andy, if you pay attention to it.
I've not paid attention.
Let's talk about pointless remasters.
Yes.
Last of Us Part 2 for the PS5 is right at the top of that list.
Oh, yes.
I just still don't get it, but I'm not going to get into that now. I'm going to wrap it up now.
Yes, we've gone off track loads in this episode.
It's great.
2024.
Start the way we need to go on.
Not
rambling
concise.
on about nothing. It's your weekly dose of all things gaming.
There we go.
We talked about all things.
Well, everything.
Gaming.
Everything you can imagine.
If you got to the deep end with us and you're on Spotify or Apple, or apparently there's a thing called Podbean.
What the hell is that?
Sounds sexual somehow. If you're there,
Podbean.
Give us a 5-star rating, because it actually really does help us out.
Do it.
If you're on YouTube, it should be pretty obvious by now, but there's buttons below.
Do it.
You can thumbs up, you can subscribe. Apparently there's even channel memberships now.
Oh, yes there is.
And you'll get early access to our upcoming episodes if you're a channel member. So, that's a little bit way of you can support this beautiful face.
And this face as well.
No, I don't seem to see any of the money. I don't know where it goes.
No. I think Pete steals it.
Pete. Yeah, so you can pay for North Fortnite skins.
That's it. Yeah, it's freaking Fortnite again.
Yes. Was there any other things I needed to say?
Let us know how the new studio sounded if you're on Spotify.
Yes, and how it looks if you're on YouTube.
Exactly, yes. And if not, and also check out some more videos by us. Yes.
They're there. Click them. Spend more time with us.
Oh, yes.
Go on. And until the next time, we'll see you next time.
Bye.